Not everything that you see is real, or it's not as you see it, meaning you see that we have videos of man walking on the moon, and I don't want to debate whether we did or we did not, rather than how do we know for sure. You can also take a look at the oil spill. Pictures coming from BP, videos coming from BP. Once again, you don't know if that's real, and we're in a day and age now where almost anything on video, you don't know if it's real because of how easy it is for things to become edited. And there's many examples where your eyes can play tricks on you. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a little example to show you how your eyes can play tricks on you by putting a picture on the screen. Did you get that? Did your eyes play tricks on you? Maybe a couple of you got it, but the vast majority of you did not. Let me put it back on the screen one more time. And if you look at this closely, it does not say Australia is beautiful in the winter season. No, no, no. It says Australia is beautiful in the winter season. But based on how our eyes look at things, it can be very deceptive, to say the least. About a week and a half or so ago, I was looking at some certain stocks using a screener. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a list of different companies that all trade on the major American stock markets, the NASDAQ, the Amex, and the New York Stock Exchange. Other than being stocks, they will all have two things in common. Here's the list. Okay, so you're looking at the list now. You got a bunch of different companies, and each single one of these words has the same word. That being trust. The word trust. Every single one of them has the word. And that's what I screened, searching for companies that have that particular word. And the other thing that these have in common is they all come from the financial sector. And that's roughly about 7% of the companies have the word trust in it. One that I thought was going to make the cut, which didn't, was Toronto Dominion. And there used to be a day and age where you could go to the bank and you would see on the sign the letter T and the letter D, and that's all you would see. But that has changed, because now if you go to a Toronto Dominion bank, you will see the word Canada Trust on it. So what we are seeing is financials are going out of their way to tell you to trust them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a list of all the other stocks that are not on the financial industry that contain the word trust. And boy, is this a smaller list. That's it. So the vast majority, like 80 something, had the word trust within the banking sector. These other companies are all other sectors, which just happen to be basic materials, which just happen to be oil companies. Go figure, you have oil companies that are stating for you to trust them. And using an example within poker, a lot of times when someone goes out of their way to tell you something, generally speaking, you want to do the opposite. For example, if you're playing in a game and they're like, 200, and then they're just like, whatever. Seems as if they don't know exactly if they should. They got a pretty good hand. And it seems as if you should be invited to make the call. Thus, they are showing weakness, and unless you got like the nuts or the top hand, let the player have the pot. And in contrary, if you have somebody stating 200 and then they put it in aggressively, maybe they look at you very aggressively like, oh man, they're trying to intimidate you. They're trying to state, hey man, don't mess with me or else you're in trouble. And you don't need much now to make the call. And sometimes if you got nothing, you could say, you know what, I'm all in because I know you got nothing and you're going to fold. And the whole point is, if they are stating, oh, trust us, trust us, trust us, why? Should we trust that you're going to run debt through massive levels? Maybe we trust that the FDIC is going to come to the rescue if banks run out of money or banks close down. But in reality, the trust is trusting that they will insure debt at supreme levels. So easy that the plain mathematical system of charging interest is the reason why this happens. And now let's take a look at, I don't got the list of them, but if you take a look at some ETFs, GLD, the Gold Trust, SLV, Silver Trust, and then you have ones like SPY, the Spiders Trust. The Dow Jones is called the Diamonds Trust. And the NASDAQ are the Power Shares Trust. You get a lot of those names with that. So with, say, gold and silver and the GLD SLV, you're supposed to trust that you can get your gold and silver whenever you want to. And I was under the presumption you can get nothing from them as far as the actual metal is concerned. But apparently, I guess you might be able to. I don't know. But when there's the possibility that, or a high possibility, that their inventories that they have from people who have shares are greater than their physical holdings, then that can cause a heck of a lot of problems. And I've heard stories of people wanting silver from the bank. I think in particular, it might have been TD, Canada Trust, where they had a contract for so many ounces of silver, and the bank was unable to deliver it. What can I say? If you don't got it, then why are you selling it? Thank you for watching this video. And remember, if somebody goes out of their way to say, trust me, you better look more in depth to the reason why they are saying this. Take care.